and gentlemen, the following contest is set for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Your official referee for this matchup, Bump. Introducing first, from Black Mountain, Arkansas, he weighed in at 256 pounds, accompanied tonight by the lovely Miss Tiffany, representing the Empire, Tim Storm!
From the beautiful Sendera Center in historic Fort Worth, Texas, where the West begins, this is IHWE TV. Rob Moore ringside, Hall of Famer Johnny T with me, along with Matt Avery. And Matt, the fact that Tim Storm is here representing the Empire can only mean trouble for his opponent.
Absolutely, because you know where Tim Storm is, trouble comes.
Indeed it does.
Speaking of trouble, the guy he's going to be facing tonight, he caused a little trouble at Showdown too.
That's what I understand, and I'm sure he'll be filling us in here momentarily. Oh, JT Lamada came out from the crowd, coming out the top rope, and he is firing away with forearm after forearm at Tim Storm. And what went down at Showdown, we're certainly seeing the residual effects right here.
Well, JT Lamada took a beating and now he's mad. Oh, wow. Remember last time, Rob? Well, it was one of our first episodes, one of the early episodes of IHWE TV. JT Lamada was going to retire, I thought.
Yeah, that's what I had heard. Injuries had caught up to him and he was going to retire, but there are circumstances that happened that have led to this match tonight, and the mind of wrestling is using his brawn more than his mind right here. Oh my, a big boot from Tim Storm.
Which is a big mistake against a big bruiser like Tim Storm.
Tim Storm is a cagey veteran, the better part of 2 decades in professional wrestling. About twice the tenure of Lamada, and Storm, he was taken by surprise early on, but it looks like he's regained his bearings, and looks like now he's able to follow whatever game plan he came into the match with.
Rob, you've known Tim Storm a long time. You tell me. Have you ever seen this guy in better shape than he is right now?
I have not. He has undergone quite a metamorphosis over the last few years. He's dropped quite a bit of weight. He's toned up. He's changed his attitude a time or two. And right now, it looks like some of the old Tim Storm attitude is back, and it's certainly serving him well as a member of the Empire.
Tim Storm's one of those guys that just gets better with age.
Yeah, I think he ages in reverse, and JT Lamada, moves like that are going to make him age pretty quickly.
He's going to wish he'd have stayed retired.
Yeah, this cannot be good at all for JT Lamada, a cruiserweight stepping in against the heavyweight Tim Storm. Bump is the referee for this one on IHWE TV. Elbows from Lamada, coming off the ropes, boot to the midsection, and here comes Storm off the ropes. Yakuza kick, and now, oh, a backbreaker. Wow. Right over the knee.
Tim Storm, master of the Greco-Roman boot.
Indeed he is. As you mentioned, I've watched him over the years. He's been in tag team situations, former member of the Dark Circle with Apocalypse. And since Storm has gone on his own, I think he's just gotten meaner and meaner.
Well, you know, it's interesting, Rob. You always throw around this line of JT Lamada's, the mind of wrestling. Let me ask you something. That's supposed to be talking about smarts, right?
Yes, it is.
He's a cruiserweight, right?
Yes.
Fighting a heavyweight.
Well, it happens.
What's smart about getting into a fist fight with a guy twice your size?
Well, I imagine it's the hope of being able to use some of the faster cruiserweight moves to your advantage. But, oh, like that one, big head scissors, kind of a Frankensteiner, if you will.
See, this is the match Lamada needs to wrestle against Storm like that.
Keep Tim Storm off his feet, and that will hopefully even up the size up a little bit.
Yeah, because Tim Storm on his back's about as tall as Lamada standing up.
Lamada firing away with the chops in the corner. And Tim Storm turns it over. Right above Tim's lady, Miss Tiffany, outside the ring. Big boot right to the top of the head, and that puts JT Lamada down.
Johnny T, you know what my favorite part of calling a match like this is? When you got two guys that really don't like each other, it makes it so much more fun.
I agree with you, Matt. I'm going to say I think they heard those chops all the way back in Italy from Tim Storm.
Tim Storm continuing his assault on JT Lamotta, the big forearm putting the man down. And Storm getting him hooked. I think we're going to see a suplex here. Vertical suplexing brings him down. Nice on top of the cover, but, well, almost a modified version of the Thez press there. And now Tim Storm with an un-Thez-like right hand and another right hand.
The Greco-Roman right hand to the face.
Something like that.
I studied up on my moves prior to this week's show.
And Tim Storm finally getting up off of Lamada after some warnings from the referee.
You know, in Storm's defense, though, there's just something about Lamada's face that makes you want to punch it. I don't know what it is.
Oh, look at this. Miss Tiffany getting involved while the referee is occupied with Tim Storm clear across the ring. And now, once again, it's Tim Storm with the advantage. Representing the Empire here, and tosses and drops him on that top rope.
Ooh, wow.
Nearly decapitated him there.
Crushed his trachea.
Storm with a big stomp once again, and another stomp. Tim Storm, former football player at Ouachita Baptist University in Arkansas. He could probably go out for the team right now in the condition he's in.
He's in fantastic shape.
Plus, Ouachita Baptist stinks.
DDT by Lamotta. Lamada's got to pull out everything at his disposal if he's going to pull out a win here against Big Tim Storm.
Well, no doubt about that. Lamotta at a distinct disadvantage, and he's been pummeled in this match, but he's trying to get it going. The fans are getting behind him.
If Lamotta was really the mind of wrestling, he'd head to the back right now while Storm's down.
Well, certainly he's not that kind of competitor. He's firing away with rights and lefts, coming off the ropes now. Oh, but he runs right into a boot. And look at that, Lamotta firing back. Big Enziguri takes Storm off his feet. What a match this is. Not a whole lot of actual wrestling. This is more like a fight. Right into a powerbomb. 1, 2, and about a 2 7/8 on that one.
I think that was just a twitch from the nerve damage. I don't think he actually kicked out. Wow.
Well, I think he may have some serious nerve damage after a move like that. The big powerbomb from Tim Storm. And he was going for the Frankensteiner there. Storm lifting his man to his feet, firing in the right hand. And they're back in the corner right above Miss Tiffany. And now Storm picking Lamotta up to the top rope. Let's see what he's going to do to him now besides forearms. Oh, Lamotta firing back. Kicking back now. DDT off the top rope.
Storm blocked quite a bit of that. We'll see. I don't think Lamotta can even make a cover.
It did have an effect on him, though. Surely the leader of the Empire, Matt Riviera, is watching this very closely and very intently. Lamotta with a pinfall, but with a foot on the bottom rope is probably the only thing that saved Tim Storm at this point.
Veteran move.
He knew where he was in that ring. He knew he was close enough to the ropes to be able to do something like that.
Maybe Tim Storm's the real mind of wrestling.
Now Lamotta firing in the knees. Off the ropes, ducks under. Oh, look at this. Oh! He's trying to take him down, and now he does. 1, 2, and only a 2 count there. Tim Storm kicking out of that. Couple of kicks now from Lamotta. Went for another one, but instead, Storm sends knees into the back.
Oh, my.
Oh, that was devastating. 1, 2, and very close to a 3 count.
That was like a 5 count. Come on, old man. Make the count.
Well, we're not talking King Kong Bundy here. He's the man who had the 5 count, and most of the time he got it.
Well, Storm had Lamotta down long enough for a 5 count by a competent referee.
Well, let's not get into that. Drop kick by Lamotta, almost a desperation move there. Sending Storm into the corner, and here comes Lamotta. Oh, firing in a hard forearm. And now Lamotta perched on that second rope.
Storm feeling the effects. That was a hard, powerful forearm.
Oh, perfect Storm.
Oh, that's going to be it. And that is it. Perfect Storm by Tim Storm. So that's a win for the Empire.
Like I said, great veterans move.
Representing the Empire, Tim Storm.
Tim Storm, the real mind of wrestling.
Well, by the looks of the results of this match, you could very well be right. JT Lamada gave it everything he had, but couldn't overcome Tim Storm. Fans, we have more great action coming up for you, and not only action, but recognition of some all-time greats. As coming up next week, we have a special IHWE Southern Wrestling Hall of Fame ceremony involving some of the Hall of Famers here in this organization. Also, we're going to hear from an international superstar, Lance Hoyt. Oh, wait a minute. Now, that was not necessary. That was not necessary at all.
Well, normally I wouldn't agree with you, Rob Moore, you know, but I know for a fact that Lamada has approached Miss Tiffany a few times as maybe a little unseemly in his behavior. Could have been paid
I doubt that. I seriously doubt that. I don't think Lamada would have gone for Tiffany like that.
Are you trying to besmirch her reputation?
I don't know, am I? But anyway, JT Lamada is out. Some discussion over what's been found in that purse.
Well, the match is over. I don't know if he's gonna. I don't think he's changing the result. And then next week also, the old school Assassins and Team Extreme getting in the ring. That's going to be a good one as well.
Well, indeed it is. A couple of teams with a long history in Texas, Oklahoma, and the entire region. So we can hardly wait for that one, fans. And remember, for information about IHWE, visit us online at IHWEnow.com. That's IHWEnow.com. So until next week, I'm Rob Moore. So long from the Lone Star State.
JT Lamada here with Doyle King on the IHWE. You just can't catch a break, man. It doesn't. It seems like no matter which way you turn, somebody's going to interfere.
It doesn't matter if I caught a break or not. I just wanted to come out here and prove a point and let Tim Storm know that I'm not going to back down. It doesn't matter if I lose. It doesn't matter if I win. All that matters is that I bring the fight to guys like Tim Storm, guys still on the IHWE roster, guys still in Texas professional wrestling. That JT Lamada is always going to be around. I'm never going to die. He might have put me out at the very end of that match with a loaded purse, but let me tell you something. It doesn't matter because each and every time I get back up, JT Lamada is going to rise and he's going to continue to get up. I will never die.
We have more action coming up on the IHWE. It's Tim Storm here with Doyle King along with Miss Tiffany. The match has been in the making for a while. A month ago, you interfered. We saw that. Tonight, it was a little bit different interference.
Tonight, I did exactly what I said I would do, Doyle. I'm not a liar. And when I say I'm going to do something with Miss Tiffany in my corner, I do what I'm going to say I'm going to do. JT Lamada, the mind of wrestling, came out and said he was done with wrestling. Again. Now, I told you choice is an illusion, JT. I told you that I was going to retire you. Now, I'll give you credit. You took me to my limits. But in the end, I beat you just like I said I was. Doesn't matter what's in the purse. Doesn't matter what we used to do it.
I was just going to ask about that.
See, but that's not important. That was after the match. JT Lamada, Miss Tiffany, Tim Storm, the Empire. Choice is an illusion.
think we are in store for a wild and crazy match here between Showtime Scott Summers and Spoiler 2000. These two have had issues going all the way back to April of this year. It started as they bumped into each other, crossing paths in the arena. It evolved into a match in August in which there was no clear winner. There was no winner, period, because of interference from Mike Fox, Seth Shahi, and Maniac Matt Bourne. Both men came under attack by those three. And later in the card, Scott Summers came out to give assistance to Franco D'Angelo and Gigolo James Johnson as they were being savaged by the trio of Bourne, Fox, and Shahi. Must also add that that was the night that the threesome took out our general manager, Knight, as well. Knight has been able to recover sufficiently. Knight is once again running the office, so to speak, running things in IHWE.
I got a special enforcer for this match. I don't have any music, because I just made this decision earlier. Y'all give it up for a man who trained, who helped train WWE US Champion Daniel Bryan. He's trained some of the best in the business. He's worked with the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels, Rudy Boy Gonzalez.
Well, I think everything's going to be on the up and up here, and here he is. The man is a legend in the state of Texas. Quite a reputation. Starting out as a wrestler under Joe Blanchard in San Antonio. Got into the training end of things, and as mentioned, he was the head trainer under Shawn Michaels, the Heartbreak Kid, at the Shawn Michaels Wrestling Academy. Then Shawn Michaels went back to active competition, and Kevin Douglas, who has just rejoined me at the commentary table, it's been Rudy Boy as pretty much the go-to guy in Texas for top new talent in this sport.
Absolutely. Some of the best talent has come out of the Texas Wrestling Academy. Obviously backed by Shawn Michaels and having some of the most prestigious wrestlers in Texas come out of there. Definitely one of the premier spots to be trained as a wrestler.
But you know, you talk about trainers. Spoiler 2000, the man who trained him was certainly no slouch. A gentleman who at the next IHWE card is going to be inducted into the IHWE Hall of Fame, and that would be the late General Skandar Akbar of Devastation Incorporated. So what an honor it was for Spoiler to be trained by General Akbar. I mean, the General didn't train just anybody. You had to have talent, and you had to have a certain spark to be in his gym in the first place.
Absolutely. Skandar Akbar, an absolute legend. And
wait a second.
Seth Shahi.
Wait a second. Seth Shahi has come out here, and Rudy Boy Gonzalez is here to keep Seth from getting involved here. And Rudy is certainly doing his job, pulling Seth down off the ring apron.
I definitely don't think Seth wants to exchange any kind of punches or anything with Rudy. I think you should do what Rudy says and get out of here.
Well, if Seth Shahi pushes the envelope much farther, I think we're about to see the reasons why Shawn Michaels made Rudy Boy his top trainer.
Well, and you can look at Showtime. Scott Summers is in no way afraid of Seth Shahi, inviting him to come in the ring and get some.
Well, I think Showtime is doing everything but waving a red blanket in front of Shahi with those bullhorns of his, but now we can go one-on-one here. Rudy Boy is returning to his station at ringside, and this ought to be an outstanding match too. Wait a second, Seth's come back with a chair, and oh, Rudy Boy getting a little more physical now to keep Shahi away.
Something fishy about this, but Shahi has a lot of interest in this #1 contenders match. Doesn't he already have a title shot later to be worried about?
Well, indeed he does. Seth Shahi is the current #1 contender. Later tonight, he's going to challenge the Beast Franco D'Angelo for the IHWE World Heavyweight Championship. But I don't know. I guess he figures if he takes these men out that he'll be the #1 contender once again by default, regardless of the outcome of tonight's match. But be that as it may, Shahi is hopefully back in the dressing room to stay until his match later on. And hopefully this will remain one-on-one between Showtime and the Spoiler.
Thank goodness that we got the riffraff out of here so we can watch a great match between two guys who have mutual respect amongst each other. Showtime Scott Summers and Spoiler 2000. These guys really like each other, but like each other enough to beat the snot out of each other.
Well, indeed, it's more respect than anything else. These two certainly got off on the wrong foot with one another earlier this year. But I think you're absolutely right, Kevin Douglas. There is a mutual respect that has grown between these two. They know that in order to be the #1 contender for the IHWE World Heavyweight Championship, they've got to beat the other man, and they know they've got to bring their A game to the table here tonight.
Absolutely, and I know a whole lot about both of these guys. I've been in the ring with Spoiler 2000 on a couple of occasions, and I've definitely scouted Scott Summers. Submission hold armbar here by Summers. Summers can put you out in a second with a submission hold. He's no slouch. He knows a lot more wrestling than he leads on.
And indeed, a very painful hold, and that can work to his advantage even if Spoiler does not tap out, because if he takes out that right arm, he takes out that claw hold, that patented hold that has been passed down to Spoiler 2000 from the original Spoiler, Don Jardine. It is in his honor that Spoiler 2000 wears the mask, but if he's unable to apply that claw, that takes out most of his offense.
Absolutely. The bionic claw slam is a move that Spoiler has beaten many a top wrestler with, and I know he's going to be gunning for Summers for that move tonight. So what a great move by Summers to try to nullify that weapon of Spoilers.
Showtime's definitely done his homework, but so has Spoiler, and he knows what's at stake here. This is anything goes. You can do pretty much anything you want to in that ring. And as we said, the winner becomes the #1 contender for the World Heavyweight title, whether it's held by Franco D'Angelo or Seth Shai. When it comes the winner of this match's turn for a shot at the belt. Oh, look at this. Showtime puts a stop to the charging Spoiler with those two big feet of his. And the feet once again, and the man who is virtually covered head to toe in tattoos comes out of the corner and sends Spoiler chest first, and now Spoiler goes down. And Showtime, oh, with a big knee to the side of the head, and now he backs up. He's going to go for it once again. And once again, a big knee. And Showtime, he is just perpetual motion in that ring, knee after knee, upside Spoiler's head, and now pulling him out by the foot. And let's see what he's going to do now.
Showtime, no dummy in the ring. He likes to come across as a loose cannon, but he baited Spoiler into that whole thing right there. That was a plan by Showtime. Don't let the loose cannon thing fool you into thinking that this guy's not a technician.
Well, indeed, you look at Showtime Scott Summers, the way he constantly looks up at the ceiling as if there's something there, but make no mistake about it, he's a tremendous athlete, all man and a yard wide, as the late Gordon Soley used to say, and now he's having some words with the referee, and he needs to be careful while the Spoiler tries to shake some life back into that leg. And now Spoiler right in his face, right hand, left hand from Showtime, and Showtime dared him, and that may have been one dare too many right there.
I would personally love to get in the ring with Showtime. Scott Summers, the only two guys left in Texas to actually have beaten Daniel Bryan in the middle of the ring. I think Showtime Summers versus Kevin Douglas would be a great match to see in the future here at IHWE.
I think it would too, and it would be very interesting to see what kind of offense he would put up against this tattoo-covered fire plug of a man, the man from Boston, Massachusetts, the man known as the underground icon, Showtime rather, Scott Summers.
I would tell you what I'd do to him, but if I give you my game plan on here, I would give it away for him too. So I think I'll keep that under wraps until I get my chance to get my hands on Showtime in the ring.
Well, I totally understand. You don't want to lay all of your cards on the table right away. Spoiler on top of the cover too, and only a 2 count as Summers able to kick out of that, firing away with the elbow, but Spoiler firing away with the right hands of his own. Not a whole lot of technical wrestling here. These two, they know what's at stake. The winner gets a world title shot, and they have this opportunity in front of the fans here at the Worth Heights Community Center in Fort Worth to get that opportunity, an opportunity that very few men ever get.
A lot of one-upsmanship going on in this match here. Both of these guys really trying to one-up the other one to prove that they're the better man.
Whip into the ropes, and Spoiler up and over, going for a monkey flip, and there we go, 1, 2, or rather a sunset flip, I should say. Spoiler tap out, but
when you're in the middle of the ring like that. armbar like that and you don't make some sort of effort to make a defensive move, it's not long before you're going to have to tap out or you're going to snap that elbow.
Well, there you go, our new #1 contender for the IHWE World Heavyweight title, Showtime Scott Summers. So now he's going to be watching this contest here, and he is going to wait his turn at the world champion. Will it be Franco D'Angelo? Will it be Seth Shai? We're going to